What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another transfer update, the penultimate transfer update in the summer 2018 window, which means one thing: it is transfer deadline day. We're going to have another video up rounding up all of today's news tomorrow. This is just rounding up all of the news that's been filtering around over the last 24 hours, and there is quite a lot to get through, so we're going to crack on with that. But I'm just going to say first, if you're interested, make sure that you have subscribed, notifications on. If there are any developments, any serious developments, we'll have videos out later on today, so you want to be staying tuned for that one. Keep up to date with me on Twitter, link to that in the description below. I'm going to keep you up to date with everything that's happening with Manchester City on deadline day, so make sure you follow me on there, link in description. We're going to crack on with the ins and Man City. I've got a feeling it's going to be one in, one out. Who that's going to be, well, you're going to find out now. Manchester City have already made their signing. It is Daniel Arzani. He is signed for Manchester City. That was according to Sky Sports News yesterday. Man City this morning have announced that Daniel Arzani is a Manchester City player. Man City are just waiting to see what's going to happen to him. Well, he was at the Celtic Champions League game yesterday. He's going to be signing for them. We're expecting that to be a 2-year loan deal. That is according to Sky Sports News to the 19-year-old Australian winger. We're probably never going to see him in a Manchester City shirt. He's probably going to be the next Aaron Moy, but for the next 2 seasons he's going to be spending 2 full seasons with Celtic. We're going to see how he performed. We'll include him in my loan reports later on into the season, so stay tuned for that one. But he just needs announcing by Celtic for his 2-year loan deal. Next up, we're going to move on. Man City have missed out on another player, this time Mateo Kovacic, that Manchester City have been lining up as a possible replacement to missing out on Jorginho. Well, he had his Chelsea medical yesterday, and he is now being announced by Chelsea as signing for them on a season-long loan, but they haven't got an option to buy him, which I find particularly strange. It smells of appeasing Chelsea, this. They've just given them a player, nothing serious about him, so they can ease their relations with Chelsea and have Courtois, which is obviously what's going to be happening. Chelsea signed a goalkeeper yesterday from Bilbao, so it looks like Manchester City won't be signing that central midfielder that we've been after all summer. Let me know what you think of that in the comments below. And last but not least, sources in Spain, they've been saying that Manchester City could well rival Everton and Arsenal and Roma in trying to chase Steven Nzonzi's signature. Now, he is 29 years old, he is getting on. It wouldn't necessarily be something that Pep would go for, but stranger things have happened. He's been linked with a £35 million move to Manchester City. That is his release clause, and that's what you need to sign him from Sevilla. I'm not expecting Manchester City to sign Nzonzi, but like I said, stranger things have happened. We are in for a central midfielder. However, that's probably not going to be happening in this window. We might wait and see to January, possibly. It certainly gives me something to talk about come the January transfer window all month there. It's going to be dragging on, but it looks like Man City are going to stick with what they've got, which is options. Fabian Delph can play there, so yeah, that's one option. They've also signed a couple of young players, so we've got Philip Sandler, who still hasn't headed out on loan yet, who could also play in defensive midfield. We've also still, at this moment in time, got Zinchenko. We'll have an update on him in a moment. We've also signed Claudio Gomez, and we've also got Douglas Luiz, who we're trying to get a permit for him to be able to play for Manchester City. So there's plenty of young options there. It also means with us not signing a central midfielder, we'll probably be seeing Gundogan dropping deeper, which is great news for Phil Foden, because it looks like he's probably going to get more minutes this season, which is fully deserved because he's a cracking player, and I look forward to seeing him more. So there is plenty of positives to look forward to in that. We've got a couple of out news, and we're going to start with Zinchenko. It broke last night that he was having his medical at Wolves. Someone was telling me that he'd already had his medical at Wolves, which is completely not true, and here's the proof why. Because correspondents at Wolves, two separate journalists who work close to Wolves, have said this morning, within the last hour, that Zinchenko has rejected this £16 million move. Wolves had a meeting with him yesterday to try and persuade him to come to Wolves. They was expecting him to arrive. They agreed to fee yesterday, £16 million, which has obviously been there in principle for the last month, but he's now set to reject Wolves, and he's going to be staying, you would think, at Manchester City. Fulham have been linked to. Strange things happen in the window where they say things aren't happening, and all of a sudden within an hour they've got a development saying Zinchenko might want the move or whatever. But it's the ball's completely in Zinchenko's court. Does Zinchenko want Wolves? Does he want to go to Fulham? Does he want to go somewhere else, or does he want to stay at Manchester City? I've got no problem with Zinchenko on whatever he decides. It'd be nice to have the numbers there. Zinchenko's got an excellent opportunity, particularly with Fernandinho having no cover for him, to be able to even prove himself into Manchester City's midfield, and he's proved that he is a very versatile player. So possibly we may well be seeing more of Zinchenko in the coming season, and we've we also get to see his nice happy smiley face, which is always a pleasure to see. And last but not least, in this transfer deadline day news for this moment in time, Huddersfield want Patrick Roberts on loan, so Celtic have been chasing him. Huddersfield want him, that's according to the Mail. So, yeah, that might be happening. Premier League clubs, the transfer window closes today, 5 o'clock. EFL clubs, transfer window closes 5 o'clock today. However, EFL clubs can sign players on loan from wherever until the end of August. The European windows are open until the end of August as well. So they can still sign players, it's just Premier League clubs cannot sign players. So any deals for Premier League clubs has to be done by 5 o'clock today. EFL clubs, permanent transfers have to be done by 5 o'clock today. Otherwise, you have to sign them on loan. So Man City, we could well be seeing a little bit more on the outgoings. I don't really see a reason for me to be covering transfer updates for players leaving on loan once every week or so or whatever. So I'm going to leave everything that's happening on Twitter. So I'm going to put my sources there, retweet stuff, put my opinions and let you know and keep you up to date with everything that's happening. Plus also covering deadline day. So make sure you follow me. Link in the description below. Also my Instagram's there if you want to go and follow me on that if you wish. And also my link to my email if you want to hit me up with any business enquiries. So that's been the video. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you leave a thumbs up so I know that you enjoyed the video. And also don't forget to subscribe with your notifications on so I can keep you up to date with everything that's happening. Strange things happen. I'm not expecting to go live, but if there's massive developments or, I don't know, massive transfers are happening with Manchester City, I'm not expecting it, but if it does, then obviously I'll be covering a video. I might even go live there, so stay tuned for that one. But I will definitely be seeing you tomorrow to round up everything that's happened today with Manchester City. So I will see you guys tomorrow at the very least. Make sure you check me out on Twitter. I'm going to leave links up at the end of the video. I'm going to check out my second channel and my brother's partner channel, Mixy Do Mixology Drinks. And I'll see you all again tomorrow. So it's been JSGC. Have a wonderful rest of your transfer deadline day. It is the football fans' Christmas day, this. Or soap opera day. Whatever you want to call it. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace. Ciao for now.